Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Season 7, Episode 14 of the phenomenon known to mankind as Saturday afternoon's main event. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know who I am and you've been watching this show for how long, whether you're dumb, stupid, blind, or just plain irrelevant, I suggest you go back to school, go into your local library, get the biggest dictionary you can find, preferably Merriam-Webster, and look me up under the word phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is I, the Phenomenal One, and here on Saturday afternoon's main event, I'm not joined alone. Why? Because I have my co-host, my comrade, my brother from another mother and dimension, the one, the only, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, who is not having a hard time holding his alligators down. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, shows are all ages. Damn, it feels great to say this after a few weeks. Give me 2 claps and a peep snake.
Woo! Yes, back here on the air. It's been a while, my friend.
It really has. But peeps, I see that you're keeping in good shape. Hopefully the holiday cookies aren't killing you. I mean, you're great. You're looking good. I'm looking good. It's same.
Yes.
Shout out to the fans who are watching here on Twitter, YouTube, or Twitch. We appreciate you guys so much for the support. Without further ado, guys, look, it's a quick episode. We're actually on an hour earlier than we should be, and it's only for one reason and one reason only. It's King and Queen of the Ring today. We're not going to be doing no watch-along. We have lives, ladies and gentlemen, as opposed to the rest of the wrestling community. Guys, I'm just messing with you. We love y'all. But yes, we have some things to handle. So look, we're going to go ahead and edge out the rest of the show for at least an hour. And we'll let you guys go ahead and enjoy the rest of this great historic wrestling weekend with King and Queen of the Ring today and AEW Double or Nothing tomorrow. So peeps, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, that sounds like a plan. So look, guys, as we said, King and Queen of the Ring. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would care this much about a Saudi pay-per-view or premium live event. I'm so sorry, guys.
There you go. You don't want to have Papa H come after you.
Jesus, this is what happens to us when we're off the air for like a good amount of time. It happens, right, peeps? But look, as we said, King and Queen of the Ring, premium live event, Saudi Arabia. Peeps, the fact that this pay-per-view actually, Jesus, I'm doing it again.
There you go. I'm telling you,
I digress.
He's literally 5 seconds away from getting to you.
I digress. It's like saying Bloody
There
Mary
you go.
in a dark bathroom. Good grief. But like I said,
that's the first one.
Exactly. And how long?
There you go.
Peace, we're letting it out.
It's been about 3 weeks. Yeah.
Good lord. But look, without further ado, guys, as we said, it's gonna be an important premium live event. The fact that we even have the individuals who will win King and Queen of the Ring, they will get a future title shot for their respective brand at SummerSlam. Peeps, to think that the previous King and Queen of the Ring ain't get jack crap, it makes this look a whole lot better, don't you think?
Yes, and even more so the fact that I thought that the King and Queen of the Ring were cursed, because if you think about it, last year's King and Queen of the Ring are both hurt. So they couldn't even go into the tournament to defend their crowns. So now the ones that are going to take those thrones after the previous ones have abdicated their thrones are going to get championship matches. Like, remember, the King of the Ring used to actually give a title shot to the winner of the King of the Ring at SummerSlam. So the fact that they've revisited this stipulation that gives added incentive to the show, that's all we've asked for. Just give us a reason to care. Give the wrestlers a reason to care within the mode of kind of communicating to the fans that what they're doing in ring actually makes sense and matters. That's all the fans want.
Of course. And it seems like we're getting it now. So look, peeps. First match of the night is crazy because it's actually a pre-show match. think that we're still talking about pre-show matches, and the fact that these women are on
Yes.
the pre-show card is insane to me. But,
Go figure.
peeps, once more, I digress.
There you go.
Today. None of the stressful things today. I can't do it today. Y'all are expecting me to have a brain aneurysm on the air. No, that is not happening. But look, the fact of the matter is, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill are defending their women's tag team championships against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Peeps, can you just pencil me down for Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill winning?
Without question.
Yeah, I mean, geez, first title defense after winning off the Kabuki Warriors at Backlash. So I mean, peeps, this is a real, this is supposed to be a real defense. I kid you not. If there's any way that you were to tell me that, oh yeah, coming off Bianca Belair and that injury that she suffered on SmackDown, after all of that, well, we know that for the past how many months she's been favoring her left leg. It's been one of those factors in every one of her matches.
Yes.
We knew that was going to be the case against Tiffany Stratton. Somehow she still pulled out a win. But then Nia Jax comes along. Then they do the old Ryback versus Mark Henry at WrestleMania. Stick. And, ends up favoring the leg even more. But now here we go. First title defense for the both of them. And you're sitting there and you're telling me that the leg's going to be a factor? Come, please. Peeps, good grief. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. You can't sell me on anything else.
Yes, and I think I would not be surprised if Jade tries to carry this match as much as she can to kind of sell the knee injury for Bianca. It's like, oh, well, we know that Bianca of the two is the more experienced. So this would be the prime opportunity to have Jade kind of take over in the, not to say calling of the match, but be a little more dominant, show more offense in the match, and maybe end the match rather quick, given who they're wrestling.
True. You got a point here. Well then, peeps, I guess we both got the same calls out here for the pre-show match. We already got some comments in here. Corey Richmond, is it already noon? Nah, hour early. King and Queen of the Ring today. Didn't know? Yes, better call somebody. Let me stop. it's just within me today.
Yes, it's one of those days.
Geez. Yeah, but here goes Taekwon. I missed this guy too. He's like, the jersey over the hoodie is effing nasty. I hope Phenomenal One survives a drive-by so the doctor can laugh at his fit before he dies.
Wow.
Dark humor is insane today.
Yes.
But
yes, he is in main event form.
Main event form. Yes, exactly right. Exactly right. But hey, besides that, second match, Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan, singles match for the Women's World Championship. Peeps, I don't know if we're gonna agree here. I don't know if we're not, but I think it's about damn time Liv Morgan wins the Women's World title.
I was actually thinking the same thing, in the sense that they've been building Liv for the longest right now, or at least attempting to, since she's come back from the injury.
Yeah.
And the story makes sense as to what they're trying to tell, that Liv is now on a rampage, so to speak, and she's trying to do what she can to win. And considering the fact that this is Saudi Arabia and they usually have big things happen, especially over the last couple of years at that show. So I would not be surprised if that was the case. If you're going to make the argument for Becky keeping the championship, yeah, she's going to keep the belt on long enough so that when Rhea is healthy enough to come back, or to have that that kind of push between her and maybe Nia at some point, because I think we know where Nia is going on some level. But I think that Becky and Liv, although I would not be surprised if Becky pulled this out, I'm actually going to root for Liv. That's what I'm thinking.
Say no more. Okay then. So both of us are penciling in Liv Morgan. Oh, great. Okay, so me and Peeps are currently 2 for 2 right now. We're not diverged. This is great, because next thing you know, this match might go ahead and set us aside. The triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. I love what they're doing with Chad. It is just great to see how he's flushing, especially with the "you suck" chants being sent over to him now. It's a funny sight. Sami Zayn being an Intercontinental Champion after defeating Gunther at WrestleMania, the run has been nothing short of great. I mean, it has actually been a good run. Bronson Reed now, I mean, for God's sakes, I've been waiting for this man to go ahead and catch himself a title since he's been back. This is tough between the three, but if I were to go ahead and put my money on one, I'll sit there and say Sami Zayn. And for the sole reason that I feel like the heat is more within him versus Chad Gable. And I think Gable loses this match to his ill-advised ways of trying to win. Weird tactics, so to say. And the story still goes with him having to go ahead and disrespect Otis, blaming Otis for his losses, trying to go ahead and cut his losses short by going ahead and like getting with the Creed brothers in some sort, you know, recreate Team Angle once more in a new modernistic sense. That's what I think is gonna happen. Bronson Reed, I feel like down the road he will go ahead and get another shot, and hopefully he does end up winning the title. But in the sense that we're talking for tonight, I have Sami Zayn winning. What are your thoughts, peeps?
The scenario that I would like to see would be Bronson Reed winning the championship today by Chad Gable actually costing Sami Zayn a chance to win somehow. We see the conflict that Otis is having within Team Gable. We see that after the slapping, and then we saw the conversation on Raw about, well, I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm disappointed in you. And it seems like Otis is conflicted, choosing his side for his mentor over his friend Sami Zayn. And then the way he's treating the rest of the group, Bronson seems super invincible. He should be walking out of here with a championship. But if they're going for the sizzle, I like to see Gable come out and win this. I think that he's going to have Bronson coming after him, but also having Sami come after him as well. And since he's such a dislikable character now, everybody's coming for him. So although I think that we're going to see Chad winning a championship, I don't think it's happening today. So I think it's going to be Sami, and by the hair of his chinny chin chin. But I think that eventually this belt is going to end up on Chad Gable. Gable should have won it months ago. He should have had the match at WrestleMania, but that didn't happen. Now we get to this point, and I think Sami's going to pull it out somehow.
Definitely so. From there, fourth match. We're still 3 for 3 currently, guys. Next match, Queen of the Ring tournament, and a final for a Women's World Championship match of the winner's brand at SummerSlam. Lyra Valkyria, who's been on a roll. I mean, all of the NXT call-ups have been on a roll, peeps. Ilya Dragunov, for God's sakes, putting on banger matches on Raw. Lyra, I mean, good. Triple H kids, yo. Actually, or should I say Shawn Michaels kids? These guys are
Yes.
Let me stop. I know, guys. I'm doing too much. But Lyra Valkyria versus Nia Jax. Now that's a tough one, because I'm actually starting to go ahead and mess with Nia's game now. You know, in the words of Shaq, Nia Jax, yo, I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game, honey, but something about Nia Jax is screaming the winner this time around. I don't know. Peeps, what are your thoughts?
I've been saying this for before we took our break, I've been saying this before, that this Nia, this is the final form of Nia Jax. She's not putting people in the hospital. No more potatoes. This is a potato-free diet we're giving people now. And what I'm seeing out of Nia is literally the unstoppable force that I think a lot of people saw in her when she first got into the business. And we see she's got the size. She's now starting to put together a moveset that works, and working in her Samoan heritage with this whole ideal of I cannot be beaten, I cannot be stopped, I cannot be moved. And I think the way that she disposed of Bianca last night shows to me that even though I think Lyra is the star that they're pushing, I just have a feeling that Nia Jax is going to win today. I think this is Nia, because I think the money is in Nia getting a title shot at SummerSlam, and whether it's against Becky, which I think works, or if it's against Liv Morgan. If that's where they're going, you've got yourself a money match. I cannot believe in 2024 I'm saying Nia Jax is going to give you a money match and a premium live event. But that's what Nia Jax is doing right now. And I'm enjoying what they've done with her push, and she's taking full advantage of it. So I think Nia is going to win today.
Definitely so. I agree with that. Next match, King of the Ring Tournament Final for a World Championship match of the winner's brand at SummerSlam. Peeps, I know how much we're both knowing that this match is going to be a clinic. Walter versus Randy Orton, are you kidding me? Now look, I'm all for Randy Orton winning this match and going on to facing Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. But it's all too soon. This match don't happen at no SummerSlam. No. This match is WrestleMania Night 2 main event-esque. Okay? You're talking about student versus teacher. Protege versus mentor. Peeps, this right here is not a match that I want to see yet. Although it would be great, but ain't no such thing as a match like that happening in Cleveland. Hell no. Come on, please. I got Walter winning this match via pinfall, going on to facing. I mean, Walter versus Damian Priest. That's crazy. You know what? I won't say too much. You know what? It's okay. Heel versus heel, I can care less. Or you know, Damian Priest is actually switching over to somewhat of a tweener. I can respect it. Okay, you know what? Still, I got Walter winning this, or Gunther for the rest of the fans out here that are gonna go ahead and. You know.
Yes.
Steve, so what do you
it's Walter all day, every day, 24/7, 365, and give him the extra day for the leap year, which is this year. He wins tonight, and I think that pushes him closer and closer to that main event push that we've seen in him. And the way that they're showcasing him and putting him here and putting him there, and then really allowing him to not only show what he's doing, but to talk that talk as he continues to get that even more serious push to completely establish who he is. And given that SummerSlam is not that far from now, yeah, I can see them talking about, well, I'm going to say King Walter, because I'm not calling him I can see the push. I can see him talking to his minions. I can see him genuflecting and taking it out on the fans. I can definitely see that. I think it makes much more sense. Orton really doesn't necessarily need the win for this. And I think Orton's there to give that legitimacy, the extra legitimacy to Walter.
The elevation, exactly.
Yes.
Definitely. So it seems like we're 5 for 5, and it seems like at this point we're going to be 6 for 6 on this one, Peeps.
I have a feeling we might, yes.
Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. Singles match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Who in their right mind would go ahead and choose against Cody Rhodes? I mean, for God's sakes. They're actually, other than the Roman Reigns fanboys who completely mark out to the bloodline.
Yes.
Who else is going to go ahead and root against Cody Rhodes for this one? I'm just keeping it a $1.50.
Maybe the great Paul Heyman might do it.
We know the Japanese are behind Cody Rhodes. I digress. Let me not get that far now.
Yes, we got two. There you go.
But I got Cody Rhodes taking the W in this match. Of course, there is no other way around it. So we're gonna keep it at that, right, peeps?
Exactly. There is no other way that this changes. Like, I actually can envision a scenario where Logan Paul somewhere holds on to the WWE Championship for a small amount of time. This isn't it. So, yeah, this just isn't it.
I can respect it. We saw some, comments here in the chat. We got Corey Richmond. He's like, is this Becky's swan song? Her contract is up June 1st. I don't think this is swan song. She's definitely getting re-signed back. I mean, good grief. Are you really thinking that she's leaving? I mean, might be leaving just to go ahead and enjoy herself as a mother, but I mean, I wouldn't say leaving the WWE now. That's like that's a crazy stretch.
And I don't even believe that she thinks that she's done, even if she's like for the year or for the next few months, because I can see her taking some time off, because she's done the admirable thing of taking a push when the person that was supposed to get that push got hurt. So she's kind of running with the ball until everything kind of stabilizes again. But while she's doing that, she's still giving great matches, great promos, and making sure that the importance is still felt within what she's doing. So that isn't even an issue. No one really thinks that Becky is done or gone or anything, as that's the case. And if she does, the only place that she would be going would be to go home to take time off, to rest, and then recharge to come back to WWE. That's what all I think is going on.
Of course. I think we're both on the same mindset when it comes to that. Xavier Martinez, hey, Yax, how you doing? He's like, Orton gonna win to legitimize the new King of the Ring with the title shot, calling it. That's listen, I can't say I support it, but I respect it. I respect it. But still, for me, I can't see Cody Rhodes versus Orton yet. That's a WrestleMania match within itself. That's like the money seller for next year. You want a match for Cody Rhodes? You want a challenge upon this finishing the story type of gig? It has to be against Orton. I can't sit there and have it for SummerSlam. Leave SummerSlam,
especially with the history that they have between them, going back, way back. It's been
from the beginning.
At least yes.
Like, peeps, are we serious here? Like, didn't he face Orton within his first match on Raw?
I believe so. And there's way more history that they can tell within that small amount. Just the fact that they shook hands yesterday. I wish you luck, Randy. Oh, thank you very much, champ. That kind of thing. It's kind of a lot of foreshadowing to some degree, because you got to start building some opponents for Cody.
Exactly. The way he was staring at that title, it just sat there and, it told me, I was like, this man's going to be hearing voices in his head.
Yes.
And in a good amount of time soon. But
to add to that comment, though, I understand where Xavier is coming from as far as to legitimize King of the Ring, but I think there is no better way to legitimize King of the Ring than having Walter win that championship, win that crown on his route to a championship. I can see that happening at some point. But right now, just based on the fact that you can count on your hand how many times Walter has lost a match in the last 2 years and still have fingers left over, I think that he legitimizes a victory more so than Orton, I think.
Wouldn't be surprising if you had Ilya, and if you had Ludwig go ahead and interfere in this match as well, just to kind of like settle the tone. Because I would love to. Ilya Dragunov in Imperium, I'm not mad at it. Listen, I'm all for it.
I was actually expecting Ilya to win his match so that they would have Walter and Ilya in that semifinal match. But they're saving it. They can't give you everything all at once, because then you would lose your mind. So they have to pace it, and that's one of the things that they're doing, and I don't have a problem with that at all. We're going to get Ilya and Walter. We're going to get that match again. It's just going to take some time. Yes.
Of course. From there, we have Corey with one more. He's like, Saudi sounds like a good show. Enjoy. Do not watch Saudi shows. Hey, listen. I don't watch Collision or Rampage either, so I mean, listen. I think we're both on the same boat when it comes to certain shows that we can't watch, man. No shade, but seriously, I get where you're coming from. But I mean, hey, you know what? It is what it is. I mean, we're all gonna enjoy the show from the standpoint of having to see who comes out on top within the certain matches. Yes. Of course, Gunther versus Randy Orton is a show stealer. Becky versus Liv, I want to see a crowning moment right there. And I just want to see a clinic being put on with Sammy, Chad, and Bronson, because we know those 3 men can go. So,
Yes.
I mean, you know, from my end, I listen, wrestling is wrestling. We all enjoy it for what it is, man. But with that being said, that marks the end of the first half of Saturday afternoon's main event. When we come back, we're going to have one question from a fan today, and we're going to be getting into our predictions for tomorrow's AEW Double or Nothing emanating from Las Vegas, Nevada. So stay tuned. Do not go anywhere, because the second half of Saturday afternoon's main event is coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to the second half of Saturday afternoon's main event. I had a phenomenal one. Right next to me is the Peeps Nate. We're here to give you laughs, good times, and all the wrestling news possible. So look, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our question today. Coming from Master Sean 007, he says, "Greetings, gentlemen. It has been a very long time since AEW has cracked 1 million plus viewership. Questions: will AEW ever see 1 million viewers again? And does AEW have any leverage in negotiations for their next TV rights deal?" Okay, Peeps, do you want to answer one of them, or do you want to answer both, or do you want to go ahead and take the first one, I'll take the second one, or you want to switch around?
You go first, and I'll pull something from the back end when you go ahead and finish yours. And
All right then. So I guess I'm just gonna answer both, and then you just piggyback on it. All right, I got you.
Yeah.
Will AEW ever see 1 million viewers again? We have Corey, who already goes ahead and answers yes and yes. No rants for me today, buddy. Listen, I can't do much today. You mean TNT losing the good grief, wrestling fans. AEW shows. You mean TNT? Good grief! God, what is wrong with today's society? Oh, good. I digress. But look, when it comes,
that's 5, my friend.
TNT. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. Anywho, when it comes to Master Sean 007's question, will AEW ever see 1 million viewers ever again? I'm one of the ones in the mindset that I do think it's possible of happening. I honestly do think they will be able to. Will it take a lot? Hell yes. Cause, I mean, good grief, Peeps. The last time they were at 1 million was what? Like, that was maybe 2022-ish? Late 2022?
I believe the last time they pulled 1 million was in 2020 or 2021. It's been quite some time. Yeah.
So,
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and check. I'm going to go ahead and check just for some clarity.
Yeah, check for some clarity, Peeps. So in the sense that I do think it can happen, they have a good roster. I mean, it's an amazing roster, to be for real. You got Ospreay, Danielson, Okada, Swerve, Samoa Joe, Copeland, Christian Cage on the
February 22nd. February 22nd of last year. That's the last time they pulled 1 million. It was 1,028,000. So it's been a year and some change.
A year and some change. Okay. So look, yeah. So they have a stacked roster. It's not like they don't have an amazing roster. The problem is the storytelling within it. And I get it, everybody's more along the lines of, listen, the wrestling is the wrestling. But when you sit there and you put on a match like Ospreay versus Danielson, you want to know, okay, listen, what was the story behind it? Because these men literally went out and killed each other. And cost for the match, I mean, isn't the ending, it's pretty much just like, damn, Ospreay knew this man was injured, and he still went ahead and, like, you know, gave him his last finisher. Like, you kidding me? You're gonna be like, what was the cause for this? What happened within the buildup for this to happen? You're gonna be like, well, there wasn't that big of a buildup to it. It wasn't like there was really storytelling behind it. It's just two men that went out there and put on an effing clinic. And that was literally a 5-star match beyond scale. Broke my scale, for God's sakes. But still, it's like people are driven into some of the stories. That's what it always comes down to. And if you can really go ahead and build a lot of pristine storytelling within your roster, whether it be upon the Young Bucks and what they're doing against, you know, Darby and, you know, Bryan, and you want to go ahead and build upon that with, like, Okada. You want to go ahead and build upon that more with Jack Perry. You want to go ahead and do more with, you know, Christian Cage versus Swerve. You want to do more with Cope and Malachi Black, which I've been enjoying for the most part. It's been great. Although I noticed they did the WCW box where the blood goes and hits the canvas first. I found that pristinely funny, but I still love the build. It is just great. But like I said, I feel as if it is like you have to go ahead and give more thought into the stories. And the more that the stories begin to come alive for the fans, the more that individuals are going to be like, oh, damn, this is great to tune into weekly. This is great to see oh, yo, this is such great television. And on top of that, amazing wrestling. Hey, listen, y'all have the wrestling aspect. But when it comes to the storytelling, that's where it lacks. You know, that's where I have to go ahead and be completely honest. Corey, like, not even an invite. LOL. Yeah. I know. Yeah. It'd be like that. We talking smack, right? It'd be like that. Xavier says AEW lack of builds but tremendous matches. Completely right. Mm-hmm. That I can stand on. Truthfully.
Yes.
When it comes to the second part of that question, does AEW have any leverage in negotiations for their next TV rights deal? Peeps. How do I answer this pristinely? I'm above the mindset that I'm still waiting for AEW to hit max, because, you know, a man likes to go ahead and enjoy his wrestling in handfuls. And if I were to be able to go ahead and go back to what was happening in 2019, 2020, and 2021 to wash my eyes of the other BS that is AEW now, I would.
I understand.
But I feel like there is the leverage. As Corey said, TNT is losing the NBA. Turner's going to want some type of sports broadcasting on their weekly channels. Whether it be TBS, whether it be TNT, you're going to want some type of sport on there. And honestly, basketball season for college only comes around once a year, while AEW is weekly television. You can't get mad at that. If I'm AEW, I think that I do have leverage in going ahead and getting a new TV rights deal. The question is, does Turner think the same way? That's what it comes down to. Because I'm honestly thinking right now, look, NBC literally just got my pockets fatter. I'm about to go ahead and get myself a bag. But then you got TNT who's gonna be like, okay, so like, what's the matters within all of this? Okay, so what are you gonna, how much should we give you? Depending on the demographic, what you guys have been able to go ahead and put in for us. What has been the key within, like, you know, the shows. What else should it come with? Because of course, like, you know, Warner does own Max. So okay, do you want us to go ahead and have your TV library on Max as well? What else should go ahead and come with this deal? Whatever the case may be. How many years should it be? You know, because who knows what their mindset is going into this, you know, going into executing this deal. So, that's what I would go ahead and set down. I still see them going ahead and at least being able to have leverage. What are your thoughts, peeps?
My mindset to answer the second question first is, what is Warner Brothers Discovery's alternative? Because let's really be honest, even though the ratings have not been where AEW would like them to be, outside of a pure live sporting event, where else is TNT or TBS going to get between 400 to 900,000 viewers in two-hour blocks, and then get another 200 to 300,000 people, or maybe close to 400,000 people for a 1 hour block on a Friday? Where else are you going to get that audience? Now, we know these ratings are not in a vacuum. We know that everybody's comparing these ratings to NXT, to Monday Night Raw, to SmackDown, and then to a lesser extent to TNA, Impact, or any of the other shows that come on weekly that people are giving their audience to giving their eyeballs and their attention to. If you're going to look at it in that sense, then the leverage is still with AEW. It's not going to be to the extent of how lucrative they think it may get. We're not talking WWE broadcast number. We're not talking about, well, they're going to get $750 million or anywhere close to $1 billion or $2 billion or anything in those numbers. We're not talking about that. It's going to be a pretty lucrative deal that's going to take care of the streaming aspect of it, because we know, like you just mentioned, AEW has been trying to get something streaming going the way that Ring of Honor now has their product on streaming for the most part, so they don't really have a TV deal. We know that all of the other companies that are out there that are trying to get their product shown on over the air, either cable or network television, they know that they also have another revenue stream by streaming on whatever network they're on. And with all this cross-pollination with who owns this network and where this network is going, the problem is who's going to settle in on the rights to a particular show for whatever length of time, and then how are they going to then leverage that with the product that they do have into other products that they want to showcase, maybe putting a wrestler in a TV show, or maybe advertising something else and having those wrestlers show up to help promote that product. They have a lot of different avenues that they can go in, but a lot of it is contingent. And one of the reasons why AEW has been in the pickle that they've been in right now, way too many injuries. They have so much talent, but let's really be honest. The top of the card where they should be is either out with injury or have left because of the other things that have happened either backstage or because of the other confluence of nonsense and scat that have happened within the company. So I think once they're able to kind of get through some of that and then kind of ride that wave, I think they will be okay. But like I've said before, they haven't had a problem. They've had a problem growing their product, that they have to also stop trying to be WWE and just be the best AEW that they can be, improve their own product, and everything else will take care of itself. That's what I think. Now, as far as the first question, I think you probably hit it right there. It's the stories that bring you to the wrestling, and it's the wrestling that keeps you there. My whole thing is that the in-ring wrestling has always been stellar for me, with the exception of a botch here or there, or it happens in WWE. It happens everywhere. Things happen.
Barbed wire death match.
Yeah, things like that can't happen again. Yeah,
can't.
But as far as the in-ring work, the in-ring talent that they have, they do a great job of booking matches, and this is the difference I think Tony Khan has in his booking philosophy, which is he books for the actual pay-per-view, the matches themselves for the pay-per-view. He books for the dream match, the matchups. It's the other ancillary storyline crafting, and the booking order makes no sense in a lot of instances. Perfect example. The last episode of Dynamite, that last storyline that they should have done should have had what they did with Swerve and his match with Nick Wayne. They had a background story of tapping into, if you remember, it was just a couple of years ago, at Swerve and Nick Wayne and him beating him up at his home in the training facility. And then you remember last year at All In, it was the tag team match with Sting and Darby Allin against Swerve and Christian. And Christian didn't forget that it was Swerve that quote unquote cost them the match. That's the build. The pay-per-view build is supposed to be toward the main event. Now, the only reason why that did not get booked the way that is that it leads me to believe that the Anarchy in the arena match is going to be the main event of the pay-per-view. Because if that's not the case, the way that they did the booking at the end of Dynamite, then that should have had Swerve and everything that happened in that as the main event angle, as the go-home show from Dynamite going into the pay-per-view. That's something that they have to improve on. But other than that, improve the product and make sure that there's something for people to want to see so that they come in and they will enjoy what they get so that they have the pay-per-view and can enjoy that with no issues.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Aaron W. says this. Nice to meet you, man. He says, it's hard to write storylines when reality's so crazy. Got a point. Got a point.
Good point. Very good point.
I mean, yeah.
Very good point.
I felt like that was a Booger McFarlane quote for a second, peeps. I mean, jeez.
Yes, reality is much better than fiction a lot of times.
Good lord. For TNT may go after UFC when the ESPN deal expires. Yeah, I mean, listen, they need all the sports they can get now because NBA was a good part of, like, pop culture for TNT for like the better half of 20 plus years. So I mean, hey, listen, get everything you can possibly get because you need all hands on deck to go ahead and repair that. Xavier Martinez. Xavier says the WWE comparisons are hard because that company has been around for generations. Any AEW gets in a deal will never be as big as WWE, but will still be a big deal for how new it is. Definitely so. Definitely so. I do believe the same.
Yes.
I mean, the company that started in 2019,
exactly.
Literally 5 years old. You're telling me you're doing this much? Hey, listen, garnering 700K, any other week for wrestling? Still? Hey, listen,
yes.
After 5 years of startup, being able to go ahead and put on banger of banger matches, being able to have a roster that is stacked as they have, they're doing good things for a 5-year company. And so it's like, listen, whatever deal is gonna be a good deal. Of course, I definitely agree with that, X. With that being said, that marks the end of the questions, guys. We appreciate the questions. If you guys want to go ahead and send in more questions, all you got to do is one thing and one thing only. DM us on Instagram at Saturday Afternoons _main event. Send in a question in the words of the wrestling god, JBL. I guarantee it will be on the next episode of the show.
There you go.
So, peeps, look. Last but not least, we have our main event of the afternoon. Still morning, Jesus. But
yes.
Look at it this way, peeps. We have about 15 minutes to go ahead and clutch this out. And it's an 11-match card. Okay? So look.
Yes.
AEW Double or Nothing. Peeps, this show will be stacked indeed. How do we go ahead and go about starting this? First and foremost, pre-show match, Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. As much as we don't talk about, the pre-show matches, and sometimes I don't like getting into it because, of course, the main card always overshadows. But, I mean, Thunder Rosa versus Deonna Purrazzo. I love Deonna. That's virtuoso right there. Steve Macklin, he can catch these hands for all I care, man. That's been shorty for the moment. But, I mean...
Yes.
I got Thunder Rosa winning this match. Build momentum.
Yeah. It's Thunder Rosa coming in, I think it makes much more sense in what they're trying to build with her. And I think especially being a pre-show match to get everybody up, I don't think that Purrazzo winning on the pre-show is where they're at. Now, if this match was on the main show, I think that Deonna would win. But I think Thunder Rosa is going to go over in this one just because of that fact.
Of course, definitely so. Next match. The Colt Man versus Malachi Black. Barbed wire steel cage match for the TNT title. Jeez. Peeps. I mean, to think that we're getting a brute version of Adam Copeland in AEW tells you all you need to know.
Yes.
Would be funny if we can get Gangrel out there too. I mean, why not? Why not? Why not? But let me stop. I digress. 6-1 of the
There you go.
I got Adam Copeland winning this match.
So you've got Cope winning this one. I have a feeling that Adam Copeland is going to lose this one. And the reason why I say that is,
peeps.
Yes, first of all, the entirety of Adam having his wedding ring taken and the Brood jelly blood dropping out of the sky and everything that they've been doing, the nod to WCW, this one would actually worked. I think there is a little more to this story that they want to tell, and even though that this is a barbed wire steel cage match where they go in GCW almost on us, I don't actually think that this is the last match of this feud. So I have a feeling that that's going to be the case. And also, I would like to actually see Malachi get some singles gold. So I think that based on how this is being crafted, Malachi, I think, has been doing a really good job trying to corrupt Adam Copeland in this. So I'm going just for argument's sake right here. I think Malachi can win. So that's what I'm penciling in.
I got you. Next match. This one has been a toss-up for me for the past couple of days. I've been trying to go ahead and figure out how I can go ahead and root for one or the other. And it's only just for the simple fact that, okay, you got one on the side that's still trying to go ahead and build credibility for the Undisputed Kingdom. And then you got the other side that is literally the greatest wrestler currently walking God's green earth. And it's the International Championship. Peeps, I'll listen to what you have to say first. And then I'll just ride your coattails and say that I'm going to go ahead and root for that person as well. So who do you have in this match? Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay.
First off, it's going to depend on what the bigger picture is for Ospreay. Do they want Ospreay to go into All In as a champion going into his home country in London? Or is there a bigger picture for Ospreay going forward and keeping Roderick Strong the international champion? Whatever the result is, it's going to be a damn good match. That goes without saying. But having to put some verbs in my sentences, as Dr. Phil would say, I think that the money is going to go with Ospreay because I do not believe that they're going to have him lose on his first really big pay-per-view match after what we saw at Dynasty. They're going to put some kind of gold on him. He's not going to win every match, but I think that knowing that the momentum is there going forward, I think that this is where they're going, and I have a feeling. I just don't see Roderick Strong beating Will Ospreay, and I think that Ospreay is coming out of this one. Then you have to make the build from now going forward into the summer. But I think him being the champion and Roderick Strong doing a great job as the international champion, I have a feeling that this is where it's going to end for Roderick, and I think Ospreay is winning the belt.
Gotcha. Okay, then so pencil me in for Ospreay as well. I'll take that. Singles match for the next one, peeps. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. People are hating on this match. Y'all don't understand. This about to be a banger match. Y'all don't understand. Beretta, Cassidy, peeps. For God's sakes.
Yes.
Meltzer about to give this 8 stars, man. I'm telling you that. Let me stop. But no, honestly speaking, I'm really going to enjoy this match. I really am going to enjoy it. I got Cassidy.
I think Cassidy winning this in either one of two ways. He's going to get his revenge against Beretta the way he knows how, or whatever is going on, which they still have not explained as to why Don Callis is trying to help this guy out. Unless it's a swerve to get him on the side of Trent Beretta. If that's what they're doing, I don't know. That part of the storyline is really the 800-pound gorilla in the room. What the heck are they trying to do? Where is it going? Doesn't make any sense. But Cassidy, I think, is going to win this one. And as much as people really hate Orange Cassidy and more his gimmick than anything else. When he does get rid of all of the nonsense and all of the goofy stuff in the hands and the pockets and everything else, he's shown he actually has some pretty good wrestling ability. Oh, no, he's not a star in the sense of, oh, I'm going to break down the doors to see this guy. But the one thing that he does, especially on pay-per-views, he does really well. Now, when he's on television, that's a different story. People change the channel the second he gets on. It's very similar to what they do with Jericho. But when he does have pay-per-view matches, he tends to kind of knock off some of the bluster and do some crazy things. And I think that's what's going to happen in this match, especially since this is a feud. That's what I think is going to happen.
Of course. This in the comments, he's like, dog, I saw a barbed wire steel cage, and I'm like, 04 SmackDown, JBL versus Big Show. The callbacks, people remember so much. Alex McCarthy says, what's up, peeps? Woo! There we go.
There you go.
All right, and X says this. He's like, AEW, man, that Jericho Cole feud started violent and ended normal. That was weird. Let's not do it again. Wait, we did it again with Cassidy Beretta?
Yes.
Good Lord.
Yeah, go figure.
Only in professional wrestling, right, peeps?
Yes. There you go.
Oh, man. At least this match made the main roster. I feel like Tony Khan listens to this show in secret. The Bang Bang Gang, Jay White and the Guns versus the Death Triangle, Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta El Zero Miedo. Peeps, look, I'm just happy that Jay White gets to be on the main card. You don't understand. If he were to go ahead and edge me and actually put this on the pre-show, later within the afternoon, he's just gonna be like, oh yeah, new show for the buy-in. I will go ahead and lose it. I kid you not.
Yes.
X says, finally putting respect on my trio's champs. Exactly.
There you go.
About damn time.
Yes.
But yes, I got the Bang Bang Gang winning this.
Yes. I think Death Triangle has the fact that they're together, the fact that not only is Rey Fenix back, but he looks like he's been hitting the gym. He didn't look the way he did before he got hurt. He didn't look like that. So the fact that he's even here to be able to wrestle and to have a great trios match, I would have penciled them in, if not for the fact that the Bang Bang Gang is now starting another good push. To win the trios championships only to lose them here would make no sense. So I think that it's going to be the Bang Bang Gang winning this one. I'm expecting a really good physical trios match. I would love to see them. They're going to be bouncing all over the place. That's what I think is going to happen.
Of course. Next match, 3 FTW rules match for the FTW Championship. Peeps, we got 5 minutes. Let's try to go ahead and clutch this out. Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Katsuyori Shibata. Peeps, Chris Jericho. Something about Jericho in this learning tree thing with Big Bill. I mean,
yeah. Not only do I think Jericho is winning, I would not be surprised if it's Shibata that gets pinned. I think they're still trying to build Hook. I don't think they want to continually have him beaten. So I think Jericho is going to actually go ahead and win this thing, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I think is happening.
I mean, why not Jericho with the For the World Championship? Oh, beautiful. Let me stop. This dumbass name. I digress.
There you go.
Jeez. Next match, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship Eliminator match. If Takeshita wins, he will receive an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Peeps, I really do think that we're going to be getting this later at Forbidden Door. So yes, Konosuke Takeshita takes the W here against Jon Moxley.
Yes, I wrote that in. Takeshita's winning this one. And like you said, they have to build up for Forbidden Door. That's what this is. This is where this is leading. So yes, this match will then get him that title shot, which I think he will eventually win the belt to bring it back into the Don Callis family. That's what I think is going on for that.
I respect it. Okay then. Well then. Peeps, within that sense, Timeless Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb. Are we really even gonna have to get into this match, peeps? I digress. Tony Storm takes the W here. You guys really thought that I was gonna be getting into that match? Are you really that stupid? God, please.
All of the things that they have done to build Toni Storm and her character, she almost has her own multiverse going on within her feud. That's all you need to know.
Exactly. But yeah, Toni Storm takes a W here.
Yes.
Is it anything different? Of course not.
No.
Aaron W. He says, is Jericho 60? -7. Yeah, I think he's 53. Yeah.
He's not. Yeah, I believe he's just recently turned like 52, maybe 53.
53-ish. Yeah, something around. Yeah, it has to be.
Yes.
But I know. Yeah, the beer kills it, man. I know. Whatever happened to Jericho in 2021? Because that man looked like he was literally off the whey protein, literally hitting the gym every day. Bro lost himself again. Like, what am I supposed to do? Jeez,
no creatine. No creatine.
we went from Lionheart to 2014 Jericho within the span of like 8 months. Like, bro,
yes.
What? Jeez. Anywho, next match. Singles match for the AEW TBS Championship. Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné. Peeps, as much as I've been, kind of like sour about how this bill has went, it has been a little sad that I know that Willow's run is transitional. But I'm ready to somewhat enter the age of the CEO. So, pencil me in for Mercedes Moné winning the TBS Championship.
Yes, same here. And it's kind of sad that she has not had one match since coming here to get to this point. And I think that's where the heel turn tactics have come from, because she got all the adulation when she first came in, and then the fans have kind of turned on her because they were kind of getting tired of, when are you going to get in the ring? When are you going to do something? Well, that's what's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly. Oh, geez, X. More like Willow Nightingale for her title reign. GG's Mercedes wins, LOL.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Anarchy in the Arena, peeps. The Elite, which is Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks against Team AEW, Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and FTR. The Elite take this W. That's where I'm going with this. Yeah, peeps. The Elite.
And you can almost see it's going to be Darby Allin is probably either at Darby or Danielson is going to take the loss somehow.
Yeah.
Darby, the fact that he's even in this match to begin with is beyond me, especially after that nasty injury that Eddie Kingston got, where his knee blew up. So, I think that's where they're headed. I don't think this is one of those things where it's like, oh, the revenge is coming and the Elite. No, that's not going to happen. The Elite is going to win this to kind of further solidify that heel run that they got going.
Definitely so. Corey says, good show, gentlemen. Enjoy the weekend of wrestling. Appreciate it. Thank you, too.
Thank you.
Last match, peeps, because it's already 12. We're already on the market with this. Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage singles match for the AEW World Title. Peeps, do you want me to go ahead and tell you who I got winning?
Go ahead.
That fits. Okay, I got you. Alright, I'm
there
done.
you go.
Right, I'm done.
Yes, there you go.
Guys, I'm sorry. But yeah. I got Swerve winning this. Guys, yeah. Hate on me. I don't care. I know y'all was doing the dance too. Y'all heard the song. Y'all started swerving when y'all was driving. Please,
of course.
Actually swerving when you're driving, right? Please, don't.
No.
Okay, thank you. But
no.
Yeah, no swerving. But yeah, Swerve taking the W here. All right,
yes.
That's how it goes. But peeps, yeah, what do you got?
If it's anything other than Swerve, there better be a huge reasoning behind it. But I don't see anything else happening from that sense. Swerve is winning. Period. There you go.
And that's it. Ladies
That's
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that marks the end of the predictions. That marks the end of today's Saturday afternoon's main event. Look, guys, we're not going to hold you up. Go ahead and go effing enjoy King and Queen of the Ring. Enjoy Double or Nothing tomorrow. Look, it's wrestling this weekend. It's great stuff. We're all going to enjoy it. So look, guys, without further ado, we'll see you guys next week. Peeps won't be on the air. Peeps once more has Ric Flair invitations to attend to.
Yes.
And no, ladies and gentlemen, he is not opening up Space Mountain for our older ladies in attendance watching the show. So calm down. That is not what's happening.
Woo! Yeah.
Peeps out here saying oldest ride, longest line. Good Lord. But look, guys, we will go ahead and host the show next week. Peeps won't be on the air, which will suck, because of course I'm gonna miss my comrade. But it's only for a week, because we will see him the week after. But ladies and gentlemen, episode 15 will be an episode for you guys to go ahead and look out for. There's gonna be hella rants. There's gonna be a lot to take in. We're gonna enjoy it to our fullest extent. But with that being said, enjoy this weekend first. Enjoy the rest of the week beginning after that. And guys, we will see you next week. It is the phenomenal one here. It is the Peeps Nage here on Saturday afternoon's main event, where we came,
we saw, and of course, in the words of the great Paul Heyman, we conquered. There you go.
We conquered, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week for episode 15. It is the phenomenal one. It is the Peeps Nage signing off here on Saturday afternoon's main event. Peace, love, farewell.